Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu, and thank you especially to those who were on the program last week. What a program we had! What a wonderful program we had with Dr. Daniel Imoideme. Oh, I am still just watching that footage over and over again, and just every time I watched it, I learned something new. I picked something new. It's just a forever learning point. So I appreciate each and every one that were with us on the program last week. And ladies, let me assure you, Dr. Imoideme is coming back just for the ladies. Indeed, thank you. My sis, my sweet sis, Astabumi, thank you so much for joining me today. Whoa! Oh, I feel at home. Yomi, wow, thank you for joining me. So ladies, don't worry, Dr. Imoideme is coming. Hey, amen, thank you. He's coming back just to talk to the ladies, to address the reproductive medicine with regards to ladies, as he did for the men. So watch out, he's coming back. Pastor Charles, thank you for joining us. Before I go into today's program, I just want to quickly ask for your indulgence. The whole of this week, in fact, since Friday last week, I have been contending for my health with flu and coughing and sneezing and all of that. You can hear my voice is still a bit croaky. So please bear with me if I'm not sounding the usual me. Don't worry. This too has become a story. Hey, Adedayo listener, thank you for joining us too. So please bear with me. There could be some coughing in between, but don't worry. There's nothing that's going to stop us from having this program, because this platform is a life-changing. I can testify that by myself. Some of the things that I have said on this program, some of the things I have heard from your feedbacks, some of the questions that people have asked me, they've all made me a better person, a richer man, and to God alone be all the glory. So cough or no cough, flu or no flu, nothing is going to stop this program. So thank you for bearing with me from the onset. I will try as much as possible to calm down so that I don't trigger any unnecessary coughing and sneezing. On today's program, Become a Better Man, we are looking at man and his finance. Man and his finance. As we said at the beginning, each month we will look at a specific topic, and we will deal with that topic all through the month. Remember last month in April, we were looking at health. This month we're looking at finance, and that includes money, investment, and things like that. So this month is going to be very much in your house, very much in your pocket, very much in your business. So please come along and let's go and find out how to become better, especially in the area of our finance. Adedeji Disu, thank you so much for joining me today. It's an honor to have you, sir. You're welcome. When we talk about man and his finance, and when I say man here, I'm not talking about man as in male species, talking of human being, because we all deal with, we all handle, we all relate, we all transact businesses with money. We are all involved in one way or another with finances. So this topic is in everybody's domain. It relates to each and every one of us. When we talk about finance, what exactly are we talking about? Where do we want to start from? Shegun Fatuma, thank you for joining us. Where do we want to start from? It's such a broad topic that we can be talking for the next millennium on finance. But before I go into that, every man, this time I'm talking of man as in male, every man has three distinct responsibilities, functions, job specifications as far as the family is concerned. Man is, number one, to protect his family. Number two, to provide for his family. And number three, God willing, to procreate. You see, these three major headings in the life of a man, they are so unique and they are so specific that a failure in one aspect has a tendency to stain the other two, even if you are scoring 100% in the other areas. So today on this program, in fact, for the whole of this month, we will be looking at man and his finance concerning the ability for a man to provide for his family. To provide for his family. Now, when we talk about providing for your family, the first thing that comes to mind is money, and rightly so. But you see, I want to use today's program to lay a solid foundation as far as money is concerned. It is so important because the Bible talks about if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? If the foundation is not strong, you can't build on it. So on today's program, we're going to be laying a foundation for man and his finance. Please, as you are joining, I will implore you to please go ahead and share the program so that others can know we are on and they too can partake of what we're talking about tonight. So the first question I ask is, what is money? What is money? Assuming I'm asking you, hey, my sister Alima, thank you for joining me. It's an honor to have you. Thank you, ma'am. Buki, thank you for joining me too. Thank you for sharing it. If I ask you, for those of us that are out there that are already on the program, if I ask you what is money, what will be your answer? Let me put that out. What, in your opinion, is money? Oh, my friend from Good News Outreach Ministries, thank you, sir, for joining me. It's an honor to have you, sir. What is money? What is money? You see, when people hear money, immediately they're thinking of the paper or the coins that we transact business with or we buy things with. They are not wrong, they're just incomplete. Because there is more to money than the physical currency that we have in our hands. In fact, when you know the history of money and you know the journey of money, you will come to realize that what we refer to today as money, the currency, the pound sterling, the US dollar, the naira, the cedi or the euro, they're not really money. They're just symbols. They are representatives of what money is. So what is money? Let me burst some bubbles from the onset. The truth is this, ladies and gentlemen. Money is not real. Money is not real. It is not a tangible object. Money is not a tangible physical object. Money is an ideal, it's a mindset, it's a perception. Money is a form of faith. Some people have even gone as far as to say money is an illusion. And that is why you see today and tomorrow it's not there. Money is like the wind. It comes and it goes. Funny enough, we spend most of our lives chasing it, searching for it, looking for it, fighting for it, running after it, doing everything within our power to lay hold of it. It's not surprising that most of us, most people in their lifetime never lay hold of it, because what people are looking for is almost an invisible. You can't hold air in your hand, for instance, and that is what money is. Money is a concept. It's an ideal. It's a system. What we relate to on a daily basis that we call money are just symbols of money. Money is a conscious agreement on measuring abstract value. Money is a conscious agreement between two people to measure an abstract value. That is why you will go to the market and say, I want to buy this shirt. And the seller will say, oh, the shirt is 35 pounds. And you look at it, and immediately in your head, you're thinking, is this shirt worth my 35 pounds? If you think, yes, it is, then you pay for it. If you think, no, it's not worth that, you walk away. Money only takes, it only becomes active when there is an agreement between the two parties that are involved in the negotiation for the transaction. So money is a conscious agreement between two parties on measuring abstract value. Abstract value in the sense that that same shirt that you have just paid 35 pounds for, you could come back tomorrow to that same store and they have reduced it in price to 5 pounds. How do you explain that? Because the value is based on abstract object. It is there or not there. It's almost like an abracadabra. The more you look, the less you see. Money is only a number with no existence outside the mind of human beings. Imagine that. Money is only a number with no existence anywhere else outside the mind of human beings. My big uncle, Uncle Joe, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Money is a type of an IOU, but one that is so special because each and every one of us, we have attached a lot of trust to it. And that trust is what makes it acceptable by other people in exchange for goods and services. I'll say that again. Money is a type of an IOU. It is an IOU. But it has a special character or feature. And we have all put our trust in that character or in that feature to the point that we have come to accept it by using it to exchange for goods and services. So what am I saying in effect? Money is only as real, as tangible, as valuable as you and I attach trust to it. Charles, thank you for joining us. Stella, thank you for joining us. And that is why, for instance, if you live in, say, I live in England. If you come to me to say, oh, Tunde, I want to buy, say, you want to buy this, my iPad. I say, okay, it's 50 pounds. And you put your hand in your pocket and you give me 5 million Ghanaian cedis. I'll just look at you like, are you for real? No. As far as we are concerned, we don't trust these cedis in England. It's not a legal tender here in England. Lekon, thank you for joining us. But if you put your hand in the pocket and you give me 30 or 50 pounds sterling, I will shake your hand, give you my iPad, and we'll both walk away. We'll both walk away. Do you know why? Because we both trust, or rather I trust in the paper that you've given me as a form of money. So the essence, the power of that money is not the paper. The essence, the power of the money is the trust that I have invested in it. So you can begin to see, or I hope you are beginning to see that when we talk about money, what we chase, what we run after, what we spend all our lives pursuing, what we invest our energy and resources and time in is really not what money is. And that is why people will say things like, for you to be rich on the outside, you have to be rich on the inside. Apostle Vitalis, thank you, sir. I honor you. Unless you are rich on the inside, it will not manifest on the outside. Do you know why? Because money and riches are mindsets. They are mindsets. The money we have today was never what they had at the beginning. In fact, there are two types of money. Two types of money. The first one is what they call representative money. Representative money. Now, representative money simply means for every pound sterling or dollar or naira or Ghanaian cedi or yen that the central bank or the Federal Reserve releases to the public, there is an equal amount of product or commodity in the vault somewhere that backs that currency or that paper. It used to be gold and silver. So what am I saying? If I have 10 pounds in my hand, 10 pounds note, paper in my hand, I could take that 10 pounds note to the bank, slap it on the table and say, I want 10 pounds worth of gold or silver. And the bank will have to give it to me because the paper in my hand is substantiated, is backed up, is given value. Its value is determined or quantified by the gold reserve or the silver reserve in the vault of the central bank. So the initial form of money was a representative money, which means no bank, no government can issue more currency into the society above the gold and silver reserve that they have in the vault to back it up. That was when money was money. That was when the value of money was determined by the commodity that is backing it up. Omalabake, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Please, let's go and share this program. The other type of money, so we've talked about the representative money. The second type of money is what they call the fiat money. Excuse me. The fiat money. The fiat money, this is going to shock you. The fiat money is a currency in the circulation that is not backed up by any commodity, no gold, no silver, nothing. The value of that money is only granted or guaranteed by the federal government saying that money or that paper or that coin is worth 10 pounds or $10 or 10 naira. In 1971, for instance, President Nixon of the United States of America brought in this fiat money as far as the $100 bill is concerned. So henceforth, you don't have a gold or silver backing for your $100 bill. It is just $100 bill because the government said it is $100 bill. And since then, the purchasing power of every currency has continued to go down. Femi Jobi, thank you so much for joining us. Moses Chukuma, thank you, sir. It's an honor to have all of you. So fiat money is only money because the government said it's a legal tender. And that is why government can think, you know what, we'll just print some more. Andrew Grimshaw, whoa, how is Allison? It's good to have you. Thank you, sir. If you remember, since the economic downturn that happened and every country has been trying to get back on their feet and all of that, there was number one, the reduction of interest rate in America, it got to zero. In England here, in the United Kingdom, the interest rate is still 0.5%. Or I don't know even if it's gone further down from there. But added to that, government started doing what they call easing money or something like that, where they print more money and just put it into circulation. Now, they're able to do that because we're living in an era where the money is a fiat money. They don't have to have a reserve of gold or silver in the vault to issue that money. Quantitative easing, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Quantitative easing, where government just printed more money. Printed more money. So, in essence, what are we saying? We're saying money is only as good as the trust that you and I have invested in it. Let's look at some characteristics of money. Some characteristics of money. Like I said at the beginning, this program today is for us to lay a foundation for the whole of this month. So we're going to go back to class and learn some O-level economics. Rachel, thank you. Ezinwa, thank you for joining us. So we're going to look at what are some of the characteristics of money. For any object to be regarded as money, what are some of the criteria that it must pass, that it must have, so that it can be recognized as money? The number one is that it must be durable. It must be durable. What do I mean by that? It must be able to last a long while. Which means as people exchange it from hand to hand, from pocket to pocket, from bank to bank, and markets to trading and all of that, it must still have its face value intact. Imagine somebody gives you a 10 naira or a 10 pounds note or a $10 note, and you rub it in your hand and the ink is coming off. Immediately you know this is counterfeit. It's a fake money. So money must have the element of durability. It must be able to go through the ups and downs of trading, of transaction, of exchanging hands without losing its face value. It must be durable. Number two, money must be portable. It must be portable. What do I mean by that? Imagine if we're still spending gold and silver, and you need to pay somebody 500,000 pounds. How many trucks would you need to carry that in gold bars or silver bars? I guess you will need a lot. You will need a lot. Thank you now for joining us. Gregory, thank you for joining us. You will need a lot. So for money to serve its purpose, it has to be in a form where you can carry it about. And that is why notes are, for instance, the easiest way to carry raw cash about. If you carry coins, it will weigh you down. But with notes, you can have, say for instance, where you have 100 pounds note or $100 bill, or in some countries where they have 1 million in one note. Imagine if you have 10 of that, you're already 10 million walking down the street. Thank you, Monica, for joining us. So money must be portable. It must be easy to carry around. It must be convenient for use, for it to be recognized as money. Number three, it must have an ability to be divided into smaller parts. It must be divisible. What do I mean by that? Say, for instance, you buy sandwiches from the shop, it's £4, and what you have on you is 20 pounds note. If the 20 pounds note cannot be broken so that you can get your correct change, then that material or that commodity or that item called money, it fails at that point because it's not divisible. It cannot be broken down into smaller parts. You don't want to buy a sandwich of £4 and then give 20 pounds and then walk away. Hey, Dr. J, thank you for joining me. Hi, Sarah. So money must be divisible. Another element of money is that it must be hard to fake. to make a counterfeit of it must almost be impossible. Now I know there's some clever Alex out there trying to do whatever they can do to copy, to imitate, to release counterfeit into the market. But guess what? Somehow, somewhere, they do get caught. Because the process that it takes to perfect the actual money, it's not something you can do in your backyard. So for the item to be qualified and regarded as money, it must be almost impossible for it to be copied or counterfeited. Another element of money is that it must be generally acceptable by the population. It must be generally acceptable by the population. What do I mean by that? Assuming you have I have 500 naira notes in my hand, and I go down to the corner shop. I say I want a loaf of bread, a pint of milk, and 2 bottles of margarine or whatever. And then they put everything in the bag. When it's time for me to pay, I give them 500 naira. The guy is going to look at me, or the lady behind the counter is going to look at me and like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Why? Because as far as the United Kingdom is concerned, that we're using in this example, 500 naira is not something that is generally acceptable. In fact, it's not a legal tender in this country. So for an item, a substance to be qualified as money, it must be generally acceptable, because that's how it can be used to transact businesses and exchange for goods and services. It must also be valuable. It must be valuable. It must be able to hold its value over time. Because remember, it's going from hand to hand, to bank, to trader, to shop. And as it goes round the circulation of the community, it must still hold its value. You don't want a 10 pounds note that by the time it gets down to 3 or 4 hands is now only worth 7 pounds. Then that cannot be regarded as money, because it is not holding its value. Monica Van Quitten, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So as you can see, there are so many steps, so many criteria that must be satisfied before an item or an object can be classified, regarded, and accepted as money to be used in the society. Hey, Ololufe, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, sir. Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. I honor you, sir. Quickly, let's look at some of the key functions of money. So we've talked about the idea of money. We've talked about the characteristics of money. Let's quickly look at some of the functions of money, because if, for instance, I ask, what are the functions of money? In fact, let me ask that to all of you out there that are watching and are with me on this program. I need to hear back from you. Say something to me. What are the functions of money? Functions of money. What are the functions of money? It's almost everybody would say to buy, to pay for goods and services, which is correct. But there are other functions of money. And because we don't interact with them, some of them on a daily basis, we don't even recognize them as part of the functions of money. So I'm asking, what, in your opinion, what are some of the functions of money? Let me hear your opinion. Let me hear your opinion. The first one is that money is a medium of exchange. Hey, D, how are you, ma'am? Thanks for joining us. Money is a medium of exchange. It allows goods and services to be traded without the need of barter system. You know, the old system of, if I want something, then I have to find somebody who has what I want but also want what I have, and for us to be able to exchange it. And the exchange will still have to be measured to see if the value or the quantity or the weight or the quality, if they match. So it's very cumbersome to trade by barter. It's very cumbersome. Ofoma, thank you, man. So money allows for goods and services to be traded without defaulting back to this barter system, because the barter system rely on double coincidence of ones between two people. Double coincidence of one between two people. I'm still waiting for your idea of the functions of money. Number 2, money is a store of value. Money is a store of value. If you have an asset, a house, any form of asset, the value of that asset is stored in money. For instance, this house that I am in now is brick and mortar with a roof at the top, windows there and some doors, kitchen, toilet and garage and all of that. But you cannot, there is no way you can quantify the value of either the whole house or part of the house outside the quantitative analysis of money being the determining factor of its value. So money is a store of value. Your assets, the value of your assets are stored in monetary terms. What that means is you can put aside some money, you can save some money, you can put it in assets, in investment, in savings to be used in later days, because it is a store, it's a way of storing value. For instance, let's use this house again as an example. Say, for instance, it was built around 1950 or thereabout. Maybe it was sold for, I don't know, say 50,000 pounds then. But right now, if this house is to be sold, there is no way it will be less than at least 3 times what was paid for it. Why? Because the value of the property has appreciated, and that appreciation is stored in the form of money. Hey, Sanjo, thank you for joining me. Wiki Abimbola Bubemi, thank you for joining me. Victor Afolabi, appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. So the third function of money is that it's a unit of account. A unit of account. This refers to anything that allows the value of something to be expressed in an understandable way, in a way that allows the value of item to be compared. So it's a unit of account. If I say, for instance, 10 gallons of oil, unless you deal in oil, you cannot quantify the value of 10 gallons of oil. If I say 2 bags of rice, and in your country you don't even eat rice, it's like, what's one of them? It's like if I go to Nigeria and I say, oh, there were about 6 inches of snow. And people are looking at it like, okay, what does 3 inches of snow, what does it look like? Because as far as they're concerned, there is no way they can quantify what you are trying to say. But if I say, oh, there were 10 gallons of oil worth 3,000 pounds, now there is a unit of account. Now there is a unit that everybody can relate to, even if pound sterling is not the legal tender in the country where you belong. Otilo Tunde, thank you for joining me. So money is a unit of account. Number 4, money is a standard of deferred payment. It's a standard of deferred payment. What does that mean? Money is the way we measure the value or the debt that you owe. You can't say, oh, I owe Barclays Bank 3 bags of salt. Barclays don't sell salt. But if you say, oh, my credit card bill for last month was £33, now everybody knows that you are owing £33 to the bank. So money, another function of money, is a standard of measuring deferred payment. I didn't hear anything back from anybody regarding the functions of money. But like I have just enumerated here, money is a medium of exchange, it's a store of value, it's a unit of account, and it's a standard for deferred payment. Now, having laid this foundation, before we go into the next aspect, I want us to, please, if you have not shared this program, I want to adjure you to please share it. Go and share this program. I know some of the things we're talking about, they seem elementary, and rightly so. But you see, unless this foundation is laid now, when we go into the following weeks, in this month, where we'll be looking at other aspects of finance, if you have not grasped this foundation, it's going to be a struggle as we go deeper and deeper into the concept of money and the concept of finance. So please, if you have not shared this program, please, let's go ahead, click the share button, invite your friend, and let's get into the second part of today's program. Now, I said at the beginning that for this month, we are going to come into your domain. We're going to be looking into your wallet. We will look into your bank account. We will dig deep into your savings. We will look at your investment or no investment at all. So I want you to know that up front so that you don't think, well, Tunde, I think you are now going into the no-go area. Well, please, I ask for advance forgiveness. And thank you for granting it. Thank you, Omonike. As a man, it is so important for a man to have personal financial goals for his life and for his family. It is of utmost importance that you must have personal financial goals for your life and for your family. It is crucial. It's so important. It's very vital because it will deliver you from a lot of aggros. When I was in the teachers' college, when I was training to become a teacher, one of the things we were told was, if you fail to plan for your lesson, you've already planned to fail in the classroom. If you fail to plan for your lessons, you've already planned to fail when you get to the classroom. So for a man, setting personal financial goals is crucial because you and I know that a time will come when life will happen. Life will happen to you and to me. He will knock on the door and say, knock, 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 who's there? And he say, it's me, life. And your ability to either open the door wide, open the door a little, or just peep through the hole will be determined by how much preparation, how much of these financial goals that you have put in place before you hear that knock, knock, knock. So quickly, we're going to look at some of the personal financial goals that must be in place for a man. You see, every man is different. So our natural inclination and experience in life is equally different. What you are experiencing is different from what I am going through. Even if we work in the same office, we earn the same amount, we live in the same neighborhood, we could even be living next door to each other. but our life experiences will be different. And therefore, you cannot use one size fits all when it comes to financial goals. It has to be tailored, it has to be done specifically for you and your family as a unit or as an individual. So every one of us are different. But if for whatever reason you're feeling, now today you're going down the path that I'm not too sure, well, this is a bit slippery road and all of that, it's okay. You're in good company. We're all learning on this platform. We are all learners on this platform. All we're going to do today is to set some landmarks, to set some milestones, so that you can start working towards those milestones. So when you hit one of them, you know that that one can be ticked off from your list. So that's what tonight is all about. So the first financial goal you must set for yourself, the first financial goal that you must set for yourself is that you have to educate yourself about personal finance. You have to consciously, purposefully, deliberately educate yourself as far as personal financial goals are concerned. What do I mean by that? We all deal with money. We handle money. We spend money. We make money. We use money. We do everything with money. But does it not surprise you that throughout well, let me use myself because I don't know about you. Throughout my primary school, my secondary school, my college, my everything, there was never a time when we had a class or a teacher who came into class to teach us about money. How to make money, how to spend money, how to handle money, how to manage money, how to save money, how to invest money. We never had any training. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm the odd one out. Please tell me if you had one class where you were taught about money and all those things that I mentioned about money. Because I never had it. But here I am. I'm a father. I have a family. And I'm supposed to manage this family as far as our finance is concerned. In collaboration with my wife, of course. But when you have not been trained, the Bible talks about my people perish for lack of knowledge. He said, if you run with full soldiers and they tire you out, what would you do when you are faced with horsemen? When you have not been trained, you can only give what you have. But here we are, no training, no nothing. And yet we're expected to deal with this thing. It's like parenthood. Most of us were never trained how to be a parent. We just saw what our parents do, how they talk to us, and we took our cue from them. The same thing with money. For most of us, especially my people from Nigeria, I don't know about people in this country, but most people that I know, their parents never sat them down to say, son, let me tell you about money. Let me show you how to manage money. Let me teach you how to handle money. In fact, I make an apology. My uncle, Uncle Joe Awolowo, who is on the program today, was the first person in my life that taught me about money, how to live within my means, how to manage money, how to save, how to put some aside, how to be in control of money rather than money be in control of you. As far back as 1981 to 1985, he tutored me, he showed me, he guided me on the value of money and how to manage it. Sir, I honor you and appreciate you. Thank you, sir. So the first thing that we're saying is you need to start educating yourself as far as managing your personal finance is concerned. So you were not taught in school, unless if I'm the odd one. Your parents never sat you down to say, come on, son, this is how you do, or come on, girl, this is what you do. But the good thing is this, it's never too late. It is never too late to do the right thing. It is never too late to learn. It is never too late to start this education, because ultimately it will determine where your financial life will end up at. And the good thing is we live in a society now where everything is available online. There are so many websites that are talking about money. There are so many websites that are teaching about money. There are so many journals and periodicals out there that are teaching practical money management and all of that. And I have a few websites. I'll just reel them out and you can check them out later. Joyce Elojo, thank you for joining us. There's one called Get Rich Slowly. That's a website. There's one called The Simple Dollar. There's another one called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. There's one called Wise Bread. There's one called Mint.com. That one is a blog. Then there's Financial Samurai. There's so many of them. There's Investopedia that you can look at. Bloomberg is there. All of them are talking about money. They are teaching and training and talking and churning out information like it's running out of business about money. All you and I need to do is to sit back and learn about these things. Is to sit back and learn about these things. In addition to visiting this website, there are books that you can also read. You see, one of the things about us men, somebody once said that men, after the age of 25, they die from the neck up. I'll say that again. Men, this person said, men, after the age of 25, they die from their neck up. What does that mean? They stop developing their intellect. Hey, I see there. How are you, man? Thank you. They stop developing, they stop learning, they stop growing, they stop developing their intellect. How do you do that? Read. Put yourself to reading. Read something. Learn something new. Improve yourself. So there are books that you can read to learn some of these things. For instance, there's a book called Money Will Not Make You Rich by Sunday Adelaja. If you don't read anything, go and read that book. It will curl your afro before you can say good morning. There's another book called Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. There's one called I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. There's this one called Your Money or Your Life by Joe Dominguez and Vicky Robin. Then there's this classic one called The Richest Man in Babylon. I've read that book at least 3 or 4 times. The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. There's a book I have just finished reading, and I highly, extremely highly recommend it. It is called Stop Working for Uncle Sam by Sunday Adelaja. Go and read that book. Stop Working for Uncle Sam. Go and read that book by Sunday Adelaja. All these books are available on Amazon. You can get them secondhand for less than $5. Go and get some books and read and learn from them. It will help you. So the first way to set these financial goals for your life, like we said, is start educating yourself. Number 2, create a budget. Create a budget. What's a budget? It's simply your incomings and your outgoings. That's all it is. How much is coming in, how much is going out, and where are they going to? A budget will help you to have a bird's eye view over your finance. You can look at it from the top and you can see where they're coming in from and where they're going and what are they going to. That's what a budget will do. It will also give you a sense of control over your finances, because now you know what is coming in and you know where they're going. A lot of us know vaguely what's coming in, but where they're going and how they're going, we have no clue. We just, It was only last week we got paid. What happened to my money? Because we have no clue where they're going. But a budget will help you see where and what you are spending your money on, which will highlight some stuff that you need to get rid of to save some money. If you don't know where they're going, you won't know what is not needed that you are spending money on. For instance, you have a TV in the front room, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, in your toilet, and each of them are on Sky Bundle 1, Sky Bundle 2, and Sky Sports, Sky Movies, Sky Cartoon. But the truth is, you don't even spend enough time in the house to watch all these channels. So why are you paying for them? That could be an avenue for you to save. Or you have, iPhone 7 is on O2. Samsung 7 is on EE. And then there is the other one on BlackBerry. Then you have the one that you use to call make your international calls. What for? But if you have a budget, you'll be able to see, that's 25 pounds, that's 33 pounds. Wow, 58 pounds a month on mobile phones. And I still have landline in the house. Now you need to reevaluate and cut back. And that one that you are cutting back can go to your savings. Or maybe you are a football fanatic and you support, I hope you support the good club that are winning, not the ones that are not. I won't say much on that one before Femi Jobi start leaving the platform. Femi, sorry, I won't talk about Arsenal, don't worry. But what I'm saying is, you support a football club, for instance, and here you are, you've spent almost 800 pounds. By the way, I'm not saying Femi has done this, so please don't get me wrong. I'm just pulling his legs. You spent 800 pounds to buy a season ticket, but you know that within the schedule of your business, you can only go to watch this football match maybe 4 or 5 times in the whole season. So why spend all that money to buy a season ticket? Why spend all that money to buy a season ticket and to watch a club that's not going to win anything? Come on. Or maybe you have a sweet tooth. You like your takeaways. You like your Chinese, your Indian, your fast food, your everything. Takeaway. Well, if you look back and see how much you're spending a month on your takeaway, compared to if you would just go to the market, buy your groceries, come home and cook, you will see that you can save a lot of money. So these are simple things that your budget will reveal to you. Then you can cut back on these holes that are causing you to lose money, because they are draining your resources without you even knowing. They are draining your income, your resources. Money you could be saving, putting in your savings account or investing in shares or in properties or in this and that is going to O2 and the Chinese man around the corner. So please, if you have not already done, if you don't have a budget, please, this week, try and start one. If you need help, give me a shout. Number 3, start an emergency fund. Start an emergency fund. Guys, life happens. Life happens. Unexpected things do happen. Suddenly, you woke up in the morning and the car will not start. You woke up in the morning and the washing machine has leaked water all over the house. You switch on the heating in the evening, and the boiler goes and then it stops. If you don't have an emergency fund already set up somewhere, guess what? You're stuck with that issue. So, one of the things you should do is to have something put aside, like our grandparents or our parents would say, put them aside for rainy days. Odafe Anigoro, thank you for joining me. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Our parents used to call it raining day. Somebody said this is the money the wife don't know about. Whatever name you call it, put it aside so that when those incidents, those emergencies, when they happen, that's not the time you picking up the phone to call your mother and your uncle and all of them to say, help, oh, it don't happen, no. But if you have your emergency fund set aside, it will help you. Number 4, eliminate credit card debt as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. I know the argument about credit card is that, oh, it's very good in times of emergency. It helps. As I just said, please, sir, can you list those websites and the books mentioned? Yes, I will put them on my Facebook after the program. Thank you, sir. So you can download them from there. They'll be on the Facebook immediately after the program. Thank you, sir. Eliminate credit card debt as quickly as possible. Credit card is, in my opinion, one of the most undoing of this generation. It is one of the most undoing of this generation. Because, especially if you live on this side of the world. Hey, Kunle Ajala, thank you for joining us. Oh, Omonike is picking me up. He said, that's what we're saying. Why won't your wife know? I'm not saying you should hide from your wife. I'm saying some people call their emergency fund the money that the wife don't know about. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying you should hide it from your wife. Thank you, Omonike. One of the best investments you can make in your life is to get rid of your credit card debt. With the average interest rate around 13%, they are quite expensive. They are quite expensive. When you pay off your credit card debt, this is what happens. That extra 14 or 13% that you are paying, if you are paying just the minimum, excuse me, that extra becomes a savings for you. Imagine if you are saving 14% of the 250 pounds that you pay on your credit card bill every month. If you're putting that aside in somewhere, you're keeping it somewhere. Imagine what that will amount to at the end of the year. Make it a goal to pay off your card as soon as possible. Once you get rid of them, don't go back to them. Don't go back to them. Can I tell you the truth? I know some of you might think this is a statement of pride or you don't understand. Please, hear my heart. About 14 years ago, my wife and I, we were delivered, literally delivered from the yoke of credit card. And since then, since that 14 years ago, we have not had one credit card. We have managed to live on our debit card and in most cases on cash. Has it been convenient? No, not at all. There are times you wish you can just bring it out and swipe it and then live with the consequences later. But I'm glad that we came to that agreement, because in that 3 years or thereabout that we had that yoke around our necks, it was the only thing we were serving. Every element of income, every dollar that comes in, almost 70% of our income goes to service the card. God raised a helper. God raised a helper, and we were delivered from that yoke. And since that time, 14 years ago, we have not had a credit card. It's doable, guys. It is doable. It is very, very doable. Number 5, start tracking your credit score. We live in a society where your ability to buy, like a house or a car, or even take out a personal loan for whatever reason, is determined by the quality of your credit score. So it is so important that you keep an eye on your credit score. Monitor it diligently so that you can see it rise. But more than that, especially in this day and age of identity theft that's everywhere, if you don't keep an eye on your credit score, on your credit score, people are able these days to use your name, your address, your date of birth, the color of your eyes, and everything in your name without you knowing. Take out a loan, take out a mortgage, buy a car, take out a card in your name, and you won't know. But if you make it a habit to check your credit score regularly, you will spot it and say, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't buy any car in Saudi Arabia. When did I travel to Australia to be spending all this money? Immediately you're calling your bank to say, something is going fishy here. Somebody help me. But if you don't check it, it will go for so long. By the time you then come back to say, this is not me, the record is there. It will take you almost to eternity to clear your name. And in that time, your credit score is ruined. So make it a point of duty to check your credit score regularly. It's important. It's important. Number 6, financial goal that you must set for yourself is to start a retirement account. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree to it or not, a day is coming when you have to retire from your work. You have to retire. And then what will happen? But if you already have a retirement plan that you're already putting money aside for and putting investment into, it doesn't have to even be a savings account. You can set up a business. You can put some money into some investment to look after you at the point of retirement. So please do all this. Let me give you an example quickly on this one. Supposing you start putting aside, say, £1,000 from the age of 25 into your retirement account, and you retire at age 64, give or take, say 5% annual returns is what you're getting in interest. By the time you retire, you would have saved about £39,000 in that retirement account. But because of the power of accumulated compounding interest, the available balance for you at that time of retirement will be about £127,000 if you start at age 25. But if you start at age 35 using the same principle, by the time you retire at age 64, you will have £69,760 in your account. So because of that 10 years gap, your money will have doubled. What will accrue to you will have doubled. So it is important for you to look into. Again, all these are information you can get online. You can research into it. There are financial brokers, finance brokers everywhere. Consult them, talk to them, help them, let them help you to set this thing up. Set aside a hustle. Have a multiple stream of income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if that basket breaks, all the eggs are gone. Do something on the side that will bring in. It doesn't have to be exactly or about the same thing you are earning in your regular day job, but something that is bringing in trickles. For instance, you can sell on eBay or on Amazon. You can give private tuition to students who wants to do GCSE or A levels. You can do foreign language training for people who wants to learn foreign language if you have that skill. if you have the skill and it's developed, people will pay for it. And that will become a side income that will support you. So instead of dipping, for instance, into your salary to pay for petrol, you can use the money from your side income to buy petrol for your car every month. Finally, you need to learn how to negotiate. You need to learn how to negotiate. There's no shame in negotiation. I know the culture of where we are has taught us that once they say this is the price, that's the price you pay. But who says? Who says you pay that price? A lot of people have paid over the odds just because they're too inconvenient. They're too embarrassed to ask the cashier, oh, why is this one 35 pounds? All right, I'll take two for 60 pounds. You'll be surprised how many times you will get a discount just by asking. Guess what? That money is better in your pocket than in their pocket. So learn to negotiate. You can also negotiate to increase your income. If you know you've been a good worker, you can approach your line manager or your CEO to say, sir, I need a quick chat with you. Okay, what is it? Sir, it is without a shadow of a doubt that I've been an excellent worker in this place. And I think that needs to be recognized and rewarded. Say, oh, what do you mean? Well, I think my rate needs to be reconsidered to be increased to a certain social level. Say, why should we do that? Because you know I'm a valuable member of this organization. This organization needs me. I'm here. Most of the time, you get what you ask for. But if you don't ask, you won't get it. If you don't ask, you won't get it. So, we have talked about money, the origin, the quality. We've talked about the characteristics of money. We've looked at the functions of money. We've now looked at how to set financial goals for yourself. Hi, Ebenezer. Thank you for joining us. Stephen, thank you for joining us. So what is the task for us this week? What is the task for us this week? Hey, Benga, how are you? Thank you for joining us. The task for us this week is simple. I'm going to post the list of those websites and the books that I've mentioned. I'm going to post them on my Facebook after this program. Visit those websites. Just browse through. Instead of reading Evening Standard and Metro, go to those websites and just see what they are saying. Grab a copy of that book. If you don't want to carry a book, get it in Kindle on your iPad or your phone. On your commuting to and from work on the train, you can be reading it. Especially the one I told you about, Stop Working for Uncle Sam by Sunday Adelaja. That book is a winner. And I can tell you, I've just finished reading it myself. So please, get these books. Visit this website. That's the task for this week for all of us. To visit them and learn from them. And I'm sure it will be a blessing to you and your household. Ladies and gentlemen, we are exactly 9 days away from Become a Better Man seminar. Remember, it's on the 13th of May in Erith. If you have not registered, I cannot stress enough the importance of registering. Number one, because of the venue, they need to know. But more than that, they also need to know for catering purposes. So please, if you have not registered, it is free. The links are on my website. I will post the link again tonight on all of my social media handles. It will be there. All you do is click, and it's done. Please make sure you register tonight. Invite your friends. Tell them about it. Let there be a buzz about it. Because I'm telling you, that day is going to be great. I can assure you it's going to be a wonderful day. Remember, the date is the 13th of May. It's open to men and women. It's not just for men. It's open to everybody. Bring your friends. Let's fellowship together. Let's answer questions. Let's look at things. Let's talk together and sharpen one another and become better on this journey that we are all traveling together on. And I'm sure it's going to be a great day. So please invite your friends. And remember, when you say your prayers, remember this program in your prayers as well. And please send in your questions. If you have questions you would like us to attend to on that day, send them in so that we can start brewing over them before the day. Adejobi said, credit card and loan, is there any difference between the two, sir? Yes. Credit card is spending the money you don't actually have. The money belongs to the bank or whoever the card issuer is. And they're saying, okay, we'll give you access to this money, but for the short term that you're going to use it, this is the interest rate you're going to pay on it. And when you look at it, usually the interest rate on credit cards are high. The reason they are high is because they are short-term loan. They are expected, they are made to bridge a gap for you to buy that thing maybe before your salary comes in or whatever. That's what it's meant for. But a lot of people will just keep using it and say, I'll just pay the minimum. But the more minimum you pay, the higher the outstanding amount, because interest is accruing at a very high rate. That's credit card. Excuse me. With loan, you go to the bank, you apply for a loan, or online you apply for a loan. Usually, depending on your credit score, the interest rate on personal loans are usually lower than they are on the credit card. Number two, the loan is always set for a fixed term. You are taking out this loan for 5 years, or 3 years, or 2 years, and therefore the interest rate is spread over that period. For as long as you maintain the monthly repayment, that amount that you are going to pay at the end of the month will not increase. At the end of the term of the loan will not increase. For as long as you maintain your side of the bargain to pay every month. But with credit card, if you pay just the minimum, the balance will accrue interest plus whatever you're spending it on again, and it will just keep growing and growing and growing. So in my view, or in my opinion, the differences between a loan and a credit card is, number one, the interest rate, and number two, the term, the number of days or years that you are taking the loan for, compared to the number of days that you're expected to make payment on your credit card. Usually they say you pay it within 30 to 50 days. Now, that might seem a long time, but guess what? By the time you sleep 2 weeks, that 30 days is upon you. Larry, thank you for joining us. Gibbs, thank you for joining us. So please, look again. Some of this you can find from some of this website that we're talking about for you to know the difference between this one and that one. May God richly bless us. Finally, ladies, I've got some news for you. Dr. Daniel Imoideme, we are working on bringing him back to come and talk to us about reproductive medicine for women. So look out for the date. Look out for the day. We're working together. We're trying to finalize a few things, and then the date will be confirmed, and then we will announce it. So look out for it. What I'd like for us to do is, once the date is announced, please, let's go to the market and spread the news about this man that God has sent to be a blessing to all of us. And I'm sure, judging from last week, you two will agree that we've never had it like that. Olasukami, thank you. Because last week was a barrier breaking week. We broke every record on the record as far as this platform is concerned, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being there with us. Thank you so much. God bless you. Well, until next week, when we meet again for another episode of Become a Better Man, this is Tunde Disu saying, we're on this journey together. We're not stopping. In fact, we refuse to stop until we reach that destination called better men and women. God bless you. Have a blessed week, and we'll catch up again next week. Bye-bye.